Hello folks, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the press launch for CF Moto in sunny Spain. We've been riding a few bikes from them today, more than a few in fact. One of the bikes that's really stood out to me though is this, the 800 MT, and it caught my eye even before coming on the press launch. For one main reason, it is a larger capacity Chinese-made motorcycle, which you don't find too many of. So let me explain my favourite things about this bike and the different versions you can get. Okay, so the first thing to point out is that there are two versions we're riding today. There is the Touring and the Sport. Now, I wouldn't worry too much about the naming of them, especially the Sport. There are actually some quite interesting sporty features, you could say, included on the Touring version that we have here that aren't on the Sport, despite the fact that it has that Sport name. One of the first things that will catch your attention though is the value for money. So the Sport version comes in at £10,449 and the Touring version is £11,299. For that, you definitely do get a few extra goodies on this beefed out version. But either way, against their competition, that does represent very good value for money. On either model, you will get the same engine, and that's definitely a good thing because it has stood out to me as one of my favorite features about this bike. It's a 799cc parallel twin liquid cooled. It develops 91 horsepower and 75 Newton meters of torque peak. And it's probably at this point I should reference the fact that they are linked in some ways with KTM. They've had a partnership for a little while now in terms of distribution, where CF Moto has helped KTM distribute in China. KTM now is going to help CF Moto's distribution in other areas of the world. And they've been connected in some sense for around 10 years. They've also taken on production with KTM of their 790 Adventure. So clearly it is a brand that they trust, and they trust the quality of CF Moto's work. And I would say KTM is a good brand to have the seal of approval from. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't compare this engine to the 790 because it is very similarly derived. But that's a fantastic thing because that engine is very good, and it is also very good in this bike. It's really smooth, really linear, and it's got power the whole way across that rev band. It is electronically managed, and that is great for the most part. There is only one place that it does let itself down slightly, and that's from a closed throttle to open throttle. That first bit of engagement, it's a little bit giddy getting off the starting blocks, but the rest of the way, it's really smooth, really direct, and really easy to get on with. You also have two riding modes, so you have Sport or Rain. Rain obviously just subdues it somewhat in comparison to the full power Sport version. I also really love the electronics package you get on this motorcycle. As I've mentioned, you get two rider modes, you get Rain and Sport. You also have cruise control, which is very easy to use. It is adjustable as well, so you can adjust that on the fly up and down. All of the switch gear, all of the componentry just feels well made. It's got a really nice tactile feel to it. It feels sturdy and made to last. You've also got a big TFT screen there, which is very easy to read at a glance. There are occasions in bright light where it's not quite as clear to read, but generally speaking, it's fine. You've got this adjustable screen which you can pop up and down. Not on the fly, you would want to do that when you're pulled over because it is manual, but it's still really easy to operate. You have a 12-volt socket, you have a USB charger as well. You can get heated grips, heated seats, and on the Touring version over the Sport version, you actually get a steering damper. That's where I say it's a little bit strange that's not on the sportier named bike at least. You of course get these beautiful spoke wheels in gold. You also get handguards and a bash plate included. And you get a quick shifter and auto blipper included as well. Again, maybe for the name's sake, it would be more suited to the Sport version, but of course, this is the one with the extras added to it for the extra price. You'll find fully adjustable forks on the front and a semi-adjustable rear shock. All of that keeps the bike feeling really planted. Obviously, being an adventure style of bike, it's kind of cushy. It is a little bit softer sprung than some of the other bikes that we've ridden today. It's actually a decent weight. It's around 230 kilograms. Doesn't feel heavy at all. Most bikes don't when you're moving, obviously. And the seat height is 825 millimeters. Perfectly comfortable. The seat is nicely tucked in, so you can still get your feet down very easily. The seat is a very comfortable place to be. And the dual discs up front from Zhejiang do a great job of stopping this bike. Same goes for the rear brake. You've got plenty of feel. They do feel quality, and it does feel like it's got the right amount or an appropriate amount of stopping power. The other thing that's very nice to see though is that it has cornering ABS, and definitely on some of the roads we've been on today I've appreciated that being there, because there's a lot of trail braking on the roads we've been doing here, and just having it there gives that extra bit of peace of mind. You'll probably want to hear what it sounds like. I know I did when I first got here, so let me start it up for you now. All of that considered then, it has impressed me and I've very much enjoyed my day out riding on this. Now if you want to see some more of their range, we actually reviewed the 700 CLX as well. Click on the link if you want to see that. See you soon.